This is our only chance. We have to take it. We need calm. The world needs him to stop what's coming. And this child, she's the only one he'll communicate with.
I knew that they had a bond. She had nowhere to go, so I made a promise to protect her. And I think that in some way, Kong did the same. It's Godzilla.
These are dangerous times.
Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people and we don't know why.
There's something provoking him that we're not seeing here.
I'm of the same opinion.
The myths are real. There was a war. And they're the last ones standing.
I keep reaching for greatness because I'm built from it.
Who bows to who?
Nobody gonna stop me. Here we go.
Kong bows to no one.
Here we go.
Welcome back to Backroom Convos. I'm your host with the most Lesego M report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy. Now I can't really listen. If you are a fan of ports, stay tuned because you might like what you're cooking. And the song of the day is by Alicia Keys. The name of the song is Fallen. It was released 2001 in the album called Songs in a Minor. Songs in a minor. It sounds like R. Kelly Shandies. It sounds like an R. Kelly Shandies, but it is what it is. It was released 2001 in that album. The song is 3 minutes 30 seconds long, and currently on Spotify it's on half a million. I won't butcher this number. This is like a huge number. I won't butcher it. So it's 500,000. To save myself from embarrassment. And that's 500,000 for those of you. And for those of you who are interested, you can actually go onto Spotify and look at that and leave a voice note calling out that number for me. So yeah, save me that embarrassment. So yeah, I'm so from the trailer that you were listening, I'm sure that you are very much wondering as to what's going on in the episode, right? So we decided to have like segments for every day, like we spoke in the past week or so. We will have, a different episode, a spin of every episode, separate days. Monday we'll have this, Tuesday, and this week is the trial stage of all those, we're trying different segments on different days. So on Monday it's Monday movie review. On Tuesday it's Ask a Man, the review of Ask a Man and people's thoughts and ideas around, the topics or the guests that are on the show. And the show is by Somizi and the Naked DJ, if I'm not mistaken. And on Wednesday, we'll cover the usual entertainment news. So on Wednesday and Thursday, we'll cover that. And if you do, but maybe by any chance you have a recommendation, a recommendation of maybe what we can introduce in those slots between Thursday and Wednesday and Thursday. And Friday, obviously, it's like the culture clash. The hip-hop hour, the piano hour, it's the new music Friday. So we'll be reviewing a lot of the new music that came out, rank those from 1 to 10, 1 to 5, the same way we're doing with Monday movies review, with those. So we'll be reviewing trailers, if the movie is out, we'll be reviewing the trailer and the movie. So I'll have a lot of time to watch the movie because on Saturday and Sunday we're not recording. So I'll have, a lot of time to go through the movie, to go through the trailer and come back and give you my thoughts on the movie and, go through some of your comments in the comment section. So yeah, please do not forget to follow, like, and leave a comment to get a notification for each and every time I drop a new episode. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, the Daddy Pod, aka Future Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy, like Cairo. Let's head over to it. Let's get into it. So the movie of this Monday is Godzilla and Kong. So somebody recommended this movie. I think the name of the guy, I don't think that the name of the guy is Sabelo. So I went out to check it out yesterday. He was out with the lady, and they went out to check out Godzilla and Kong. Godzilla vs. Kong, the new empire, if I'm not mistaken. The trailer, it's amazing. Like the movie. So for those of you, the category of the movie, it's action, trailer, sci-fi. If you are a fan of that, I know a lot of like the gents are like true fans of that, So I did watch the movie yesterday. So the movie is amazing. I won't lie to you. The movie is amazing. The storyline, I was surprised. The storyline is on point. I think I don't even think I do have a complaint when it comes to this movie. I don't think I do have one. But I think there is like certain pockets where I'm like, oh, so they were feeding this from that, And when I say that, there was a point when I was watching a movie when I was like, this is feeding a lot from, the conspiracy theories surrounding Antarctica and the portal to the next world where we have like the giants and stuff. Like a lot of people have been watching a lot of like the what you call this conspiracy theories on the internet. Would see the petrified giants. If you read stories in between, somewhere there you'll come across someone talking about Antarctica and Antarctica having the portal to the next, the world that has all these giants and everybody that's not here, is there. So basically, the movie, it feeds from that. And if you get to look at Godzilla in that movie, you'd see he has the spikes. If he was to be petrified, he looks like I think the way they created the character Godzilla, it was taken from the idea like even if this thing was to be petrified, you believe it, because there's certain structures of petrified giants that are similar to Godzilla. I've never seen one that looks like Kong, but I've seen a lot of like petrified giants through the eyes of those people, the conspiracy theorists. So a part of that movie, it took me into that world of conspiracy theories, like, oh. And I'm like, oh, this is like interesting, right? That the director of the movie or the writers of the movie felt like making this movie more in tune with like a reality, or like, feeding the conspiracy theories around certain, monuments or certain places such as your Antarctica and, the portals to another world, blah, 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 petrified giants. If you follow the storylines, it's along those. You're like, oh, this is like relatable in that sense. And I was like, oh, okay, it fits along the stories of petrified giants, the conspiracy theories surrounding that. And some of them are not conspiracy theories. Some of them are facts of what happened ages ago, right? So I was like, oh, okay, when I watched the movie, I was like, oh, okay, this is like actually cool that, you get the transcription from, like, you get the transcription of what a lot of like conspiracy theories were saying about the movie, about what's going on in the world, and like you get that, and at the same time it has its own twist, a nice, beautiful twist within it that's not factual, or like it's filled with fantasy, and it's filled with a lot of things that are like, out of this world, magic, and don't, things that are not like, things that defy gravity, basically, and like, fantasy. I think this is how I would describe it, right? So, but other than that, I was just happy with the movie. I was happy with the movie. The storyline was on point, and I felt like even the people who were watching the movie, I think the guy that I took the story from, the recommendation from, he was also happy with the movie. He was also saying something about it's not too real, and but if you are genuinely a fan of Kong, King Kong, or if you're a fan of the Godzilla franchise, and seeing how those two franchises came together and created something that's amazing as this, you would say, oh, this is dope. I've never watched Marvels. I've never watched Marvels. Anything from Marvels, I've never watched. So I'm not a fan of Marvels, and I don't criticize. I don't have anything bad or good to say about Marvels because I've never really watched. And even when people like X-Men, Superman, they came together, I was like, oh, I've never watched it. I've only watched like one or two, like one of those long series. Is it even series? Is it even a series of like the Marvels where like, cartoons and like it's all over the place, and it's like, oh, it's understandable because only kids watch that, you don't need to like put in a lot of effort towards that because like it's kids after all, like we just watch, they laugh, they giggle, they like the character because of the cool stuff they do. It's the Spider-Man, is the web, the Batman, the muscle, taking out the criminals in the city. That's what kids love. So there's no real like, storyline to be followed there, So even when I was watching that, I was coming from that angle. Maybe I need to be more conscious about the storyline when I watch some of those movies, right? So that's what I'm saying, Guti. Like, to see these two franchises come together and just gel so perfectly, even the storyline that's so relatable within the modern days or like the current state, of the world or whatever term that you might use. It's so crazy. And I think, to just conclude on this, I think I am a fan. An amazing movie. I really enjoyed the movie, and I think the movie, the twist and turns, I didn't really think I'm not sure who I was vouching for. Sometimes you watch a movie, and you're like, oh, I'm in love with this character. Oh, I'm in love with this one. I'm in love with this one. I'm in love with that one. When Kong and Godzilla were fighting, right? And I'll tell you why I'm not sure as to who I really loved more in this movie. I'll tell you that in a short while. So the reason I say I was not clear as to who I loved the most as like the villain or I don't know, because there was also a twist to the movie, and I was like, oh, okay, this is another twist. So there was another Godzilla that was created, a robotic Godzilla that was created that's 10 times more, stronger than the Godzilla, the original, so, and they take the power from the source, which is like, you remember I spoke about the portal earlier on. So the power comes from where Kong originates from, where he grew up, the family, which is in the next world or within that portal thingy that they found in Antarctica. They went into another world, and in that world there's this, where Kong lived with his family. When he got there, he didn't get the family, and he got the eggs, which, executed some type of power or energy that, Godzilla can feel, Kong can feel, and they both can feel one another's energy when they are in the same space, So, and I think, according to what they were saying in the movie, it's because there's been like a bloodline rivalry. Is it rivalry between Kong and the Godzilla? There's been that, for the longest time. So every time they clash, one has to die or the other has to die. No one bows down. And there's a certain point in the movie where they were asking the lady, meaning one of them has to bow down, and the lady was like, no, Kong doesn't bow to anyone, and he's like, oh, okay, it's gonna be nice in this movie, So I think I really enjoyed it. And this is my reason why I say I'm not sure whether I was a fan of Godzilla more or Kong more. And I think Kong was more of a sweetheart, and I would get it why people would go with Kong as a sweetheart, because closely the relationship he had with the kid, and it was like the cute stuff, like anything a lady would love. Kong had that, within that. I was like, oh, this is so cute, girls would love this, it's like the Beauty and the Beast type of love, it's there, the kids, the communication between that is lovable between Kong. When it came to like pure action or like fighting. No, let's be honest, guys. I felt I felt like Godzilla gave Kong more. He gave him more claps. Yeah, I think they gave Kong more claps. I think Godzilla in the 3 fights they had, is it 3 fights or 2 fights? I think in the 2 fights they had, I know, Godzilla got clapped. They clapped him. Like, I think Godzilla, they clapped him the first time. They clapped him and he went to sleep, or he was pretending to be asleep. Then until they got to the portal, they clapped him and every engines was being switched off. The second time they clapped him, it's when they had to supercharge his heart to come back to life. You know those human things they charge you with. Those things they shock you to pump your heart. When your heart is stopping, they pump. I don't know what they call those. I forgot the term of what those things are called. So they use them to pump you, to bring your heart back to life. Or whenever you have a cardiac arrest, they use those things to like bring you back to life, or to get the heartbeat again. They use those things, shocking machine. So they use that plane as that shocking machine. It exploded on Cole's heart. Then it brought him back to life. That's why I say, like, Cole was clapped in that movie. He was clapped. It was like because I don't remember a time where it was like, oh, Kong actually got in this one. He was always clapped. I think the only time was like, okay, they are working as a tech team. They are better as a tech team as opposed to them fighting one another. Because, hey, they clapped him like strong. They clapped him. So I think Kong, in my opinion, Godzilla won that fight. And I know a lot of people are a fan of Kong. And no offense to anybody, but this is just my opinion. If you have an opinion that varies or differs from mine, do leave it in the comment section and tell us why you think Kong is or was the better fighter in that movie. So yeah, man, if you just joined us, I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, Day Report, aka Future Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Let's meet after the break. Cheers. Welcome back to Backroom Convos. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, Day Report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Listen, if you are a fan of sports, stay tuned because you might like what we are cooking. It's episode 102 of the podcast. Thank you to everybody that's been listening from day one. Shout out to everybody that's listening. Please do not forget to follow, like, and comment to get a notification for each and every time we drop a new episode. So yeah, on today's episode, for those of you who missed the first segment, we are talking about Monday movie reviews. For those of you who are new or just joined us now, we are talking about the movie Kong. Is it Godzilla vs. Kong? Yeah, Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm giving you all the review of the movie. So for those of you who are surprised as to why we are doing that, so we have segments for every day. So for Monday, we have Monday movie review, which we are doing reviews of movies that came out or trailers that came out. On Tuesday, we basically going through the questions or some of the comments that are being made by the listeners of Ask a Man about Ask a Man. So we get to tackle those as well on the podcast, on the episode of Tuesday's episode. So yeah, on Wednesday it's entertainment, all things entertainment. We cover that on Wednesday, and Wednesday and Thursday. So for those of you who might have suggestions, episode ideas for Wednesday and Thursday, please do shoot on the comment section and give us those suggestions that you have about those 2 days. Maybe, I don't know, you suggest on the comment. And Friday, the last day of the week, which is Friday, Freaky Friday, we are doing a new music Friday. I'm sure that you all are aware with the fact that a lot of artists or labels, they're releasing new music every Friday. So we'll be giving you a review of movies that came out or movies that came out a week before the Friday. So yeah, for those of you who just joined us, I just gave you a review for the past 15 minutes of the episode. I gave you that review of Godzilla vs. Kong, and why I think, I don't think it's like, I don't know if I do have a top 10 movie that I'd say, oh, this is like one of the top 10 movies. And I've never really put some thoughts in, like, I don't really have like movie top 10s or like, this is like top 10 movie of all time. I don't really have those funny lists that people have. I'm like, I just watch movies. I'm like, it's dope. It's dope. Like, why do I need to compare this movie to that movie? It never really like struck me with, okay, I just do it because it's a trend or people. And in this case, I'm like, oh, I've watched so many movies in my life from like 28 years of age. I've watched so many movies in my life. And if I was to give a top 10 movie, it would have to be something that really stood out to me. And at the moment, I'm like, there's so many movies. You can only imagine for someone as old as I am, or like for someone who's matured as I am, we don't age, you mature, boy. So for someone who is my age, like there's a lot of movies. I'm not sure if there's a movie 5 years from now. I think one of the movies, I think one of the movies that I've watched in cinema, which was in like primary school, I think I was in grade 2 if I'm not mistaken, that has a I think this movie stands out or is a part of like my top 10 simply because it has a long-standing memory of me and where I come from and like the story of my life. Basically, it's a part of that. I think it's one of the first movies that I've watched in cinema, and the cinema was in my school. They used to make us pay. I don't remember what they made us pay, but we used to pay so they can create movie shandies. And there was like a classroom, there was a classroom I remember back then in my school where it had a garage. There was 2 classrooms, but one of them, they used to like, open the garage and they'll have all the learners who paid and have the white screen there and the projector, and you guys must, pay like 10 rands. And you can only imagine if you all pay 10 rands in like a wall full, like two rooms full, like of kids, like primary school kids, everybody. And on top of that, there's like popcorn, there's sweets, there's this, there's that, And on that day, nobody really comes with lunchbox because, they give you some money and to splurge on that day. So that movie, in my opinion, which is The Transporter, is the name of the movie. The first Transporter that came out, when it came out, my school hosted that. My primary school called Fanamani hosted a movie night session where we, as kids went out, watched that movie. I think it has a long-standing memory, or like it holds a place. I don't know if in my heart or in my mind, if I say so myself. I don't know if it holds it on my heart or my mind. I don't know, but that has a specific, like it holds a memory within my it holds a memory within, I don't know what, but I tend to like think about it. When I thought about it now, I was like, oh, actually, this is the movie, that I have a long-standing relationship with as far as like history. And if I was to like pin a certain memory to a movie, Transporter would have a beautiful story that I just shared with you, to come with it. And I think Godzilla might also hold a certain memory to say, remember, episode 102 was the first movie review we did in the podcast, and that would be like 5 to 10 years from now, so like that's what I mean by memory. It holds. I think that's how I would rank them, the movies from 1 to 10, not based on like the quality, because there's certain movies that have amazing storylines, and like you watch a lot of movie, you consume a lot of that content, and sometimes, because it doesn't have like share a moment, or it doesn't have that special place, or it doesn't refer you to a specific moment or time in your life, or you don't remember that time, it doesn't really make sense, So sometimes I feel like that's how I see it. I don't know if that makes any sense, guys. I talk too much. But back to it. So I don't have a top 10, but Transporter is one of those movies. So as I said, as I remember, it holds a very, I don't know what's the word, but it holds a memory of a time in my life, when I was a kid. So I guess that's why it's on my top 10. This one, we might just see like 10 years time if I'll remember or whatever, hold the memory, with it. But we'll just see, for the sake of the podcast, for the sake of the podcast, we'll start giving maybe those top 10s, in my opinion. Maybe do you think we should have the top 10s, or give me your top 10, and we'll just, speak on what you guys or what you all have as your top 10 movies. Leave those in the comment section. I'm your host at the most, Lesego M, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me daddy, like hi. Oh, the song of the day is by Alicia Keys. It was released 2001. The song is 3 minutes 36 seconds long. I'm so sorry for that mistake, and currently sits at 500,000 listens on Spotify alone. So yeah, please do not forget to follow, like, and comment to get a notification for each and every time we drop a new episode. So we are doing a movie review on the new segment that we have, and it's called Monday Movie Reviews. So do let me know what you think about the episode so far on the comment section. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M. So I'm headed back to it. So now we're about to read the entire. Oh, we've been talking a lot now, hey. So now I'm about to read some of the comments that you guys have. How many minutes do we have? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 7 minutes left. So we have 7 minutes left to do a review plus reveal the book of the day. So yeah, let's go over. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read everybody's comments. I'll maybe read 10 comments, and within every comment I'll make, give my own opinion. It doesn't have to be right. You might have your own opinion, and if you do, leave it in the comment section and let us know if your comment, and if it stands out, we'll have it as an opener in next week's episode of Monday Movie Review with Lesego M. So here's the first comment that I'm reading out for you. And shout out to everybody that commented on this. These are not so it's constructive criticism. This is the word I was looking for. Constructive criticism is filled within the comment section. Nobody's being negative about anything or offensive about anything. I don't know if it's the algorithm or YouTube policy that hides, the comments. So these are some of the comments that I'm going to read out for you. So the movie trailer came out, I think 2 months ago. Yeah, okay, 2 months ago. It came out 2 months again. 2 months ago. Obviously, the movie is under the umbrella of Warner Brothers Pictures. Movie, it's big. Distribution company, music, licensing, sync deals. It's big in the movies as well. So there's a lot that's going on in that. So if you want us to touch on it, do let us know in the comment section. So this is the first comment that I'm reading about Godzilla vs. Kong movie trailer. So yeah, the first comment is from Subred Play. Subred Play, it was made 2 months ago. It says Kong got the infinity clouds and Godzilla achieved Super Saiyan and rose. This is gonna be epic. So I don't know if there's any comments I can make on that besides, I don't know. Nah, I don't know. Super Saiyan, and I'm not sure. Do let me know though what you think. So I'm moving on. The second comment is from Gocha Center, and he says, or they say, Godzilla and Kong are more powerful than ever before. This is going to be epic. So yeah, they're very powerful. I'll just let you know that for free. This is a spoiler alert. I'm so sorry for that. This is a spoiler alert for everybody that's never watched the movie. So they're very powerful, and I like it. And the power, how the distribution and how they display or dispose the power. It's an amazing movie. Just go out and watch it. So the storyline, amazing as well. So next comment is from Tom Impinkins. Tom Impinkins, is that even a name? Tom Simpinkins 1211. It was the comment was made 3 weeks ago. I went asking for a giant monster fight. I went in asking for a giant monster fights. I walked out having consumed giant monster fight. Flawless, 10 out of 10. I agree with you, Toms. I agree with Tom. This is an amazing movie. It was an amazing movie. I don't know if I need to read comments under that comment, but I don't think it's necessary because it's not because I agree with him. And for those who don't agree, leave it on the comment section. So yeah, this is the next comment by Hunter Cool 2232. 2232. Hunter Cool 2232. So this is the comment. It was released 2 weeks ago. He says, when Godzilla and Kong first met up in the movie, I absolutely lost it. When Kong was holding up his hands at Godzilla like, bro, chill. And then Godzilla attacked him. He immediately hit him with the pocket sand. Pocket sandy. When are you watching a wrong movie with a pocket sand? The first time they met, I think the first time that they met, I think it was in the water. I think even on the second time, I don't think they ever pocket sand in Dundoni. There was no sand involved. I didn't see it. So if you did see the sand or whatever he's talking about, do let me know in the comment section. So yeah, 2 more comments before we close it up, we wrap it up. So is it the third comment or the fourth comment? So the third comment is from Teller Animated. It was released 2 months when the trailer was released. It was released 2 months ago. Everybody seems to agree with him. 17,000 people agree with him, and 86 people commented on the comments under the comment section. So yeah, so Tell it Animated says, I think I'll get tired of seeing Godzilla and Kong bust heads on the big screen. I wouldn't know that. I was watching it on my phone. Don't ask me where the name of the site, because I won't tell you. So monkey brawling with the lizard will always be the most entertaining thing to watch. Monkey versus lizard, is it? Yeah, and like when he puts it that way, I'm like, actually, it's like monkey versus lizard. It's like, but then, but panda is different. Like Kung Fu Panda is like a different breed on its own, but it is what it is. But when you put it that way, it's like, oh, it's interesting. But yeah, it is what it is. Last comment, by Joe Infino. Is it Joe Infino? Joe Infino. But it's not written with the J, it's written with the G. Joe, like geography, Joe Infino commented, one of the few movie franchises that grown men giggle like kids, like little kids. I agree with you over there. The storyline is very impeccable. Movie 10 out of 10 in my opinion. The trailer, amazing. I really enjoyed it. It sells the movie. I think, for whoever, I made a mistake by not checking who the director is or who the executive producer is, but the movie is amazing. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody. And I'm just glad Uguti, the movie wasn't filled with like big names behind it, so you wouldn't know, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, or it doesn't have that type of twist to it. So I do like it a lot, again, because of that. So yeah, I think we've reached the end of the episode. So do let me know what you think about this episode. Does it work? Do we cancel it for next week and find something new to speak about in the next upcoming episode? Do let me know in the comment section. I really enjoyed the movie. I hope you enjoyed the episode as much as I enjoyed being with you or making the episode, with you. Is it making it with you or making it alone? But it is what it is. Do let me know in the comment section. So the book of the day is your next 5 steps. Your next 5 moves. Your next 5 moves. So this is a self-help book, right? A business strategy. If you like business strategy, critical thinking, exciting thinkers, disruptive thinkers, this is your type of book. So on Google reviews, on Goodreads, it's ranking 4.1 out of 5, which is a good mark. And on takealot.com, it's 4.9 out of 5, which is good. And on Google users, it says 95% of people who read the book like the book. So it is a pretty amazing book. So yeah, do let me know what you think about the book. The book was published on the 18th of August 2020, and the author is Patrick Bet-David. And the genre of the book is self-help book, as I mentioned when I started the episode, or before I mentioned Ukuti, it's David. I did say it's David, the author of the book. I don't know if you catch the drift. So do let me know what you think about the episode, man. I really did enjoy spending my time with you, and do let me know what we need to do to improve on today's episode or the podcast in general. I'm your host with the most, the Lesego M report, aka Shoot Your Shot. Have an amazing, whatever that's left of your Monday, and I'll meet you tomorrow on another exciting episode of Backroom Convos with Lesego M. Have a lovely one. Cheers.